Hello, everybody. It's Barbara. We're starting off with the Lemurian Saint Germain crystal singing bell to raise the frequency of you and me and the cards and the crystals and the world. Oh, if we would all do this, the world would be a better place. Dark energies don't like this kind of stuff. Welcome to today's Pick a Stack Wednesday, the best day of the week. It is a glorious sun-filled day. I had to actually shift because the sun coming through the window was so bright. Part of me is like, yeah, let's just focus on the sun, but you literally wouldn't be able to see the cards or anything, so I just shifted a little bit. I can always do that and see the sun. And if you have ever met me, you know I love the sun. I get my energy from the sun. If you're new to Pick a Stack, this is what we do here. We've got 3 stacks. And I highly encourage you to use your intuition to choose a stack, 1, 2, or 3, that goes with your idea, your question, whatever. If I show you the stacks, you're going to consciously or unconsciously choose based on the deck, the artwork, the crystal, the whatever. Your left brain comes into the forefront. If you do it intuitively, you're using your right brain. You're literally exercising that side of your brain that is connected to out there. So I'm encouraging everybody to do that, okay? Because that is so important these days. You can call it a game, you can call it practice, you can call it whatever, but it's very, very important that we have this connection. 3D connections are okay, but we need to raise our frequency. And in order to do that, we need to talk to and listen to, be able to understand the beings out there. And that's what this is all about. So, have you intuitively come up with 1, 2, 3, or 1 and 3, or 2 and 3, or 1 and 2, or all of the decks? I'm going to show you what they are. Okay? If you choose stack number 1, I don't have the box anymore because I've had this for so long, and the book is even falling apart, but you will get a reading from the Medicine Cards deck. That is by Jamie Sams. This is Animal Totems. If you chose stack number 2, you were going to get a reading from the Tarot of Dragons, and that is Sean McKenzie. And if you choose stack number 3, you will get a reading from my newest deck, the Lyran Oracle. And I don't even know the author on this one. I have all the other ones memorized. Let's see, who is this? Guidebook transmitted by Flo Karuna. Flo Karuna. So that is stack number 3. That deck I had to get because the Lyrans have been talking to me actually for a long time, and I think I just realized it. I'm getting so much insight from this deck, so I had to include it today. I've had this for a couple weeks now. I've been working with it myself, but now it's like it said, okay, it's time. As for crystals, we don't have 3 separate crystals. What we do have is one of my antler creations. So here on the tip, this is an apophyllite. This is an apophyllite point. This is crown chakra, baby, right here. Over here, we have a cluster of clear quartz points. I love how the sun is hitting this. It's glowing. All over the antler, I have kunzite, which is for the heart, and clear quartz, which is for the crown. So this is all about utilizing your crown chakra, which again, it goes out there, but with the heart. Okay, so this is feeling through the crown chakra or communicating from the heart. Oh, and these, so the shorter feathers are rooster feathers, but these longer ones are emu feathers. And these are from my emu that I used to have before I got, before she went to another home, when I had to sell my farm. I asked her for a bunch of her feathers. And so I have kept them in a bag until now. And I think they're beautiful with that, because that is a very feminine piece. It's the heart and the crown chakra, and like I said, it's feeling from the crown chakra. So she is the one that is joining us today. She is for everybody. So we're not going to do an individual crystal for each reading, but just know we are feeling through the crown chakra, which is also very, very important. Okay, communicating is good, but feeling. I know there are some higher dimensional beings that communicate through feelings. So for example, a friend of mine has an amazing crystal skull, and I communicated with him and I asked him his name, and he communicated his name through emotions. So his name, which I have the words for, is the feeling that you feel when you observe the sun rising above the horizon first thing in the morning. The feeling that you feel when you observe the sun rising above the horizon. And so in Mayan, it's Akabal. And that's not nearly as beautiful. I mean, that's beautiful, but it's not nearly as beautiful as that emotion that, when the sun comes up. Oh, isn't that amazing? So, let's get started. Enough of me chitter-chattering. If you chose stack number 1, first let's do a little bit of the singing bell. If you chose stack number 1, you're going to get a reading from the Medicine card deck. And again, that is Jamie Sands. All right, I think, yep. This deck has a bunch of blank cards, and I wanted to make sure not to grab one. That's so you can add your own. So in my deck, I added the Phoenix, because the Phoenix was not in here. And that's what came to me when I went on a retreat in Sedona, which is 4 or 5 years ago. I'm starting to lose track of time. Okay, spirit guides from the light. What do our people need to know in stack number 1? Okay, this is the one that said, pick me, pick me. We get card number 30. I love anything that adds up to 3, so 3 plus 0 is 3. This is the rabbit. The rabbit. I was born in the year of the rabbit, so I'm very familiar with the rabbit's medicine and how it's about no fear. A long time ago, no one really knows how long ago it was, Rabbit was a brave and fearless warrior. Rabbit was befriended by Eyewalker, a witch. The witch and Rabbit spent much time together, sharing and talking. They were very close. One day, Eyewalker and Rabbit were walking along, and they sat down on the trail to rest. Rabbit said, "I'm thirsty." Eye Walker picked up a leaf, blew on it, and then handed Rabbit a gourd of water. Rabbit drank the water but didn't say anything. Then Rabbit said, "I'm hungry." Eye Walker picked up a stone and blew on it and changed it to a turnip. She gave the turnip to Rabbit to eat. Rabbit tasted it and then ate the turnip with relish. But still, Rabbit didn't say anything. The two continued along the trail, which led into the mountains. Near the top, Rabbit tripped and fell and rolled almost to the bottom. Rabbit was in very sad condition when Eye Walker got to him. She used a magic salve on Rabbit to heal his great pain and mend his broken bones. Rabbit didn't say anything. Several days later, Eye Walker went searching for her friend. She searched high and low, but Rabbit was nowhere to be found. Finally, Eye Walker gave up. She met Rabbit quite by accident one day. "Rabbit, why are you hiding and avoiding me?" the witch asked. "Because I'm afraid of you. I'm afraid of magic," answered Rabbit. "Leave me alone." "I see," said Eye Walker. "I have used my magical powers on your behalf, and now you turn on me and refuse my friendship." "I want nothing more to do with you or your powers," Rabbit countered. Rabbit did not even see the tears his words were bringing to Eye Walker's eyes. "I hope we never meet and that I never see you again." "Rabbit," Eye Walker said, "we once were great friends and companions, but no more. It is within my power to destroy you, but because of the past and the medicines we have shared together, I will not do this. But from this day forward, I lay a curse on you and your tribe. From now on, you will call your fears and your fears will come to you. Be on your way, for the sweet medicines that bound us together as friends are broken." Oh, that's so sad. Now Rabbit is the fear caller. He goes out and shouts, "Eagle, I am so afraid of you." If Eagle doesn't hear him, Rabbit calls louder, "Eagle, stay away from me." Eagle, now hearing Rabbit, comes and eats him. Rabbit calls bobcats, wolves, coyotes, and even snakes until they come. As this story shows, rabbit medicine people are so afraid of tragedy, illness, disaster, and being taken that they call those very fears to them to teach them lessons. The keynote here is what you resist will persist. What you fear most is what will become. So here's the lesson. Stop talking about horrible things happening and get rid of the what if in your vocabulary. This card may signal a time of worry about the future or of trying to exercise your control over that which is not yet in form, the future. So stop now. Write your fears down and be willing to feel them. Breathe into them and feel them running through your body into Mother Earth as a giveaway. In other words, you can feel it, but then send it down out through your feet into Mother Earth and allow her to take your fears from you. So this rabbit is saying, let go of your fears, especially now. Like I said, we need to be feeling from our crown chakra out there and communicating with our spirit guides, with our ancestors. And this is saying, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of all the things that are coming. Remember, what you pay attention to, you manifest. What you give your attention to, you manifest. So let's give our attention and our intention to all the positive things that could happen. Even if you have to keep that what if scenario in your mind, what if I have all the abundance I could possibly want and then some? What if I'm happy today? What if, fill in the blank, but put something positive in there, okay? Stop doing but what if this happens? What if my car breaks down? And what if, I don't have enough money? And what, you literally call that to yourself. So Rabbit is telling us, cut it out. Today's cup, Mother Vita cards. That was stack number 1. I would much rather say, what if I become a millionaire and I can help lots of people? Then what if I don't have enough money to pay my bills? Yeah. You get to choose. Choose wisely. All right. If you chose stack number 2, you're going to get a reading from the Tarot of Dragons. I love my dragons. My dragons help me every day. Every day. You know why? Because I asked them to. When you talk to your ancestors and your children and the elementals and the angels and archangels from the light, when you talk to your spirit guides from the light, when you talk to your animal spirit guides from the light, when you talk to Yeshua, Mother Mary, Saint Germain, God, Creator, Great Spirit, Tunkashala, Unchimaka, whoever you're talking to, Odin, Freya, Loki, whoever you talk to, you better just assume they're going to answer. And you know, a lot of times people say, well, I talk to, we'll say grandmother. I talk to my grandmother all the time, but I never get a message from her. Yeah, she sends you messages all the time. It's just you're going, no, that's not for me. Yeah. If you ask, you have to be prepared to receive an answer. Ooh, okay. All right. It's that middle one. Or is it the other two? Okay, which is it? All right, we're going to do them in order. Oh, that's funny. This card was at the bottom of the deck, and it's the first one that popped out. This is the Hermit card. I actually love the Hermit card. The Hermit card, you know, this is somebody that's comfortable being by themselves. They're not lonely when they're alone, and they carry the light. In every deck, the Hermit always carries the light. And honestly, being a single woman who lives alone with, I just have my dogs, it's so much easier to carry the light than it is when you're in a family, because you can focus on it. When you have a family, you focus on the family. When you're living by yourself, you can focus on the light. So I find that very interesting. The second card that came out is the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups. This is a new beginning coming in. This is watery energy. It's, excuse me, it's emotional, like something happy, and they just said joyous, something joyous coming in that's new. Hang on a sec. A lot of blue here. Interesting. I just realized there's a lot of blue. In stack number 1, the cards are blue on the back. Stack number 2 is a lot of blue. And stack number 3 has a blue background. And then I chose the fabric background here is something that a friend of mine made. It's got dragons on it and it's blue. So blue is throat chakra, and it's also my son Alex. Interestingly, okay, we're not, yeah. Okay, so the first 2 cards were very blue. We've got the Hermit and the Ace of Cups. And the second 2 cards that came out are very orangey, dark red. Hey, Alex. So I'm the red and my son was the blue. And I've been working on this for years, of having 2 intertwined dragons tattooed on my leg. And he's the blue one and I'm the red one. So this is just really interesting. It's hitting me personally. If it hits you too, great. So we've got the Hierophant, which is the Phoenix Rising. Phoenix Rising with a pyramid. This is so powerful, you guys. So powerful. So what this is saying is this new thing that's coming in, super powerful. Okay? And this card is the Nine of Swords reversed. So it's almost like, if it was like this, there's some sadness and despair, but it's not. You It's like me. I love my swords, okay? I have swords and I love them. And it reminds me of another lifetime where I have been fighting with swords. Sometimes I just, I like to wield my sword and one of them and just play. And it's like, I know exactly what to do, even though I've never been trained in it in this lifetime. So this is taking what you have that could be seen as a negative and flipping it upside down. So like the fear in stack number 1, we can flip that around. We can either be afraid all the time, or we can flip it around and say, no, what if the opposite, which is positive? This is saying, what if the opposite, which is positive also? So we've got a hermit type person bringing in the light. That could be a teacher for you. And the Hierophant is actually, can also be a teacher as well. A new thing coming in. It's going to be very, very powerful. And we're either going to flip our fears upside down, or our negative properties upside down, or we're going to use this to flip them upside down. But either way, we're taking these fears and despair and we're flipping it around. Because whatever this is super powerful, super positive. Energetically, it's going to go like that. Just saying. Thank you, dragons. Oof. Awesome. I totally felt my son Alex in that. I got goosebumps when I say his name. Thank you, bud. All right. If you chose stack number 3, we have the Lyran Oracle. Now, some people say Lyran, some people say Lyran, and some people say, how do I pronounce it? You pronounce it how you feel. I used to say Lyran, but Lyran sounds like lion to me. And I feel like Lyran is the way I want to pronounce it anyway. You can pronounce it any way you want. Now, this deck is very new, so the cards are very stiff and slippery. And so this is the one that fell on the floor. Oof. Yummy. Card number 2. Flow. And it says, surf the polarities of consciousness. Rawr. There's some water energy there. We just had the Ace of Cups in stack number 2. So now we have some water energy. There you go. Ooh. Okay, guys, need to turn that down. Dear human, you have walked down so many winding roads in this existence called life, confronting moments of sheer joy and then moments full of doubt that have led to questioning your very existence. Again, there's a fear. You have sometimes wondered if this life makes any sense, and then you have had moments of pure inner enlightenment where everything makes sense. Through this evolutionary journey of constant ups and downs, you have begun as a starseed to train yourself to access an equilibrium field as taught by many of the masters on your plane. This planet you reside on, with its gravitational pull, creates a force of polar opposites that your species gets to experience. Although this training can feel intense in many ways, it also leads to a high level of advancement where one is trained to merge all the polarities through the state of the middle ground. This is a state that is not too affected by the highs or lows, but tapped into a neutrality that is able to bridge polarities and see the connection of one event leading to another event in a divine dance, just as night leads to day. The card of flow arrives when, rather than consistently react to what is occurring right now, you are being guided to remain calm as you allow waves of life to ride you to your divine destination. Begin to use breath as an ally when confronted with any potential situations, knowing that whatever is playing outside yourself is guiding you forward towards merging with your infinite self. This can also equate as a kind reminder to slow down on jumping to any immediate conclusions and take a much needed pause, knowing that the intelligence of the universe is seeking to provide greater wisdom. The additional meanings for this card are grounding, balance, seeking deeper, there's more to the story, divine guidance, stillness, sorting through clutter, finding gold, and opportunity in disguise. Isn't that interesting? You are being guided to remain calm as you allow waves of life to ride you to your divine destination. And with all the things that are going on in that 3D world out there, I think this is really, really important. Remember, we were talking about what you put your attention to and your intention, that's what you manifest. So if you are living in fear, like in stack number 1, of what's going on out there, oh my gosh, well, what if this happens and what if that happens? Well, what if I'm a millionaire? What if for me personally, what if I end up being the sexiest senior citizen in my area? Think about that kind of stuff. I mean, you don't need to think about the sexy senior citizen thing. That's mine. But go with the flow. Create your world. I have created my world here in my shop. My shop is a sanctuary because I make it so. My home is a sanctuary because I make it so. Because that's what I want. That's where I feel comfortable. If your home, I'm thinking of a friend of mine, if your home is full of chaos, it's because you created the chaos. You allowed the chaos in. And if it's exhausting for you, sit back and take a look at how you want it to be. Not how to change it, but how you want it to be. If you want less stress, look at where the stress is coming from. If it's your job that you don't like, talk to your spirit guides and say, hey, hook me up with the perfect job for me. That's my joy. I don't want this stress. I used to be a corporate project manager. I lived on Pepto-Bismol. I had 3 ulcers. I haven't had an ulcer since I left. Yeah, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And you talk to your guides. What am I supposed to do? You already wrote the book of your life before you even came here. So tune into it. And if you go, well, how do I do that? Talk to your spirit guides. Yeah. Talk to your spirit guides. Always talk to your spirit guides. Who resonates with you? If wolves resonate with you, talk to your wolf spirit guides. If unicorns resonate with you, talk to your unicorn spirit guides. If family resonates with you, talk to your ancestors and your siblings and whoever else is on the other side. They're going to give you much better answers than anybody in 3D. It's just the way we are. Yeah. So that was deck number 3. Wow. Thank you, Lyrans. Thank you for joining me today. I love you guys. You're the reason I do this. I enjoy it so much. And I love doing personal readings You can always contact me for a personal reading. However, having said that, I do them in person. I don't enjoy doing Zoom calls or any of that stuff. Yeah. I send you blessings of love, light, peace, joy, happiness, success, divine health, and all good things, because I know you're worthy and I know you deserve all the good things. Now we just got to get you to know and get in receive mode. Mwah. Namaste, my beautiful soul family.